Welcome back to Hermitcraft Season 11. Today I have an idea that I am so ridiculously excited about. I was recently browsing through Instagram and I stumbled across a Minecraft photographer. Their name is Blocksnap, so I'll put a link to their Instagram page down in the description. I don't know how I've never thought of this. So my plan today is to pop around the server, check out everyone's bases, see what everyone is up to, shoot a photo of their base, downscale it to Minecraft painting size, and then hopefully add it to the Hermitcraft texture pack. And then wait, I can make a little Hermitcraft print shop. I could be like the first professional photographer in Minecraft. How much would a hermit pay for a print of their base? I mean, that's a good question. Let's get the ball rolling with my own base. Now, I'm going to use a handful of tools here to maximize the likelihood of getting a good frame. The sort of main part of my base that I want to stand out here is my starter base, this area right here. As much as I absolutely love this place, the skyline isn't really completed, and I think when we downscale it to painting size, it's going to look quite messy. Ugh, I can't say that word after what happened this week. Why is he so good? Okay, I think this angle here is pretty good. So I'm going to kind of lock in this angle, but instead of taking a screenshot, I'm going to start a flashback recording, and you'll see why in a couple seconds. Let's now open up this flashback recording, and then I can make all sorts of changes to various different things. For example, I can override my field of view quite significantly. Obviously, I can fly around a little bit as well. Find a composition that I really like. Okay, this is looking good. Now, one thing that I think will help massively is we don't want those cliffs in the background. Okay, immediately, this is good. Like, when we downscale this to Minecraft painting size, you're still very clearly going to be able to make out the house. I'm already excited about this. The big thing is still yet to come. We can apply some shaders to this. Let's go. Incredible. Wonderful. Wonderful. Right, and then the next thing that I can do, I can also override the time, and we can mess about with where the sun is. Oh, I mean, there looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. We get the shape of the build there. Oh, the way these trees are fading into the fog. And there's 3 of them. That's really nice. Rule of thirds. Yeah, that's probably about right. That's good. I think I'm happy with this. I think this is going to be the photo of my base. I've just taken a screenshot. Now I've just loaded it into Lightroom. I've added a little bit of contrast to the picture, and I think I'm happy with this. That is so cool. All right, this is it at 128 pixels by 64. So 2x1 painting size, that is unbelievably cool. And now I've loaded it into Adobe Illustrator, and I've just added a little border to this thing so it actually looks like a painting. And this is unbelievably cool. Like, I want this in my actual house. Okay, I'm so ridiculously excited by this. I cannot tell you. Oh, I've just logged back onto the server, and it's raining, and it's foggy. My geese look unbelievable with these shaders. Oh my gosh. I'm seeing photos everywhere. I'm literally looking at Minecraft in a new way right now. How many diamonds do you reckon that print is worth? I would say that's a 16 diamond print. I would pay 16 diamonds to have that in my base, for sure. For sure. I've just landed on Scar's base. I kind of like this. Okay, I need to make sure that I do this in a logical order, okay? I'm going from south to north, which means we're starting things off at Doc M's base. And I'll be honest, this is actually a base that I have not visited yet. I'm just going to ignore the fact that I seem to have no item texture for my rockets or pork. Well, I think I've found it, and my gosh, does this already look ridiculously cool, and this immediately stands out as something that will make for an incredible photo. Oh, I could do this one as portrait. Yeah, this could be a 1x2. That's perfect. I'm a big fan of this bridge. I'm a big fan of the goat. See, now this is the thing, you know. Do we lean in on this? Because this is a cool monument, and it definitely gets across the Doc M vibes. You know, in the same way that I didn't focus on the sort of main aspect of my base and instead focused on a small element. I mean, that is the most Doc M thing. Oh, we could even have it like thunderstorming. I can change the weather as well. I'm just wandering around underneath, checking out all the redstone systems and things, because there's there's a decent number of them. This interior is pretty fancy. It is pretty fancy. I like this. I could even just focus on the ice forest. I mean, this is pretty atmospheric as well. That bridge, this angle's nice. That is cool, isn't it? I think if I can get some foreground interest, sort of shooting through these trees a little bit with the towers, standing somewhere about here, this will look cool. This will look really, really cool. I think I am going to hedge my bets just a little bit, though, and also get a shot of the goat. I think coming over more like this and shooting across the ice from afar with, like, a tight field of view will also look absolutely incredible with this guy. I think I'm probably going to find myself preparing this. I do really like this. I've kind of fiddled around with the weather a little bit. I fiddled around with the time, and I've made it really atmospheric. And I just feel like this feels like a Doc M painting. Like, this feels like Doc M. Now, I'm being extremely heavy-handed with some of these effects here because I think when I go to export this... Yes, okay, we actually have the texture of the goat. That is cool. That looks really cool with the border as well. I would say we have got Doc M's painting all finished. Can't lie, very, very happy with how that came together. Now it's time to move on to Tango. And I'll be totally honest, as weird as this sounds, Tango is the one that I'm most scared of because he has such an insanely impressive face. It's almost going to be difficult to do this thing justice. Like this, the scale of this is off the charts. But there's also so many cool details that we can focus on. You know, just this lake alone could be cool. This honestly feels like I've been tasked to shoot like Mount Everest, and it's like, well, I best do a good job of this. Like, I best get this right, because if I don't, it's embarrassing. Like, how did you fail to take a good photo of one of the most beautiful things on the planet, you know? See. Now, there is a really nice natural channel here, which is framing this build quite well, which gives us quite a good subject. We have a subject here. I think there's something there. I'm going to start recording here. So I remember that this composition is cool. See, the thing is with photography, you're looking for layers, and you're also looking for like an obvious subject of the photo. It's why it's sometimes hard to take pictures of things that are really big, because you don't get many layers, as you have to be really far away from them, and the subject starts to get lost. Like, there's almost too much good stuff going on. I think if I can find a way to frame one of these peaks so that it's obviously the focus of the image, that will also help a lot, and then use a load of atmosphere to make that work. Yeah, there's maybe something here. This looks pretty cool, especially with the clouds. This could also just be quite a cool wide landscape. If I can get reflection of the water. I can't remember what the water texture is in the shaders that I'm using. This has potential, but it's a little bit unbalanced. There's a lot of weight on this side and kind of nothing on this side. Using the sun is a good idea, though. And this big tentacle thing popping out the side of that mountain, like that is an obvious subject, right? Obvious subject, sits in the middle. I think we can do something with this. I just turned my camera and I honestly think that this as a portrait photo could be outrageously cool. This also, because I don't know why when I move in, oh my goodness, the shade kind of travels up the things. Whoa, that's so cool! I have also just returned to the original composition. I won't lie, this also incredibly cool. I kind of like this chunky side here. Really frames this nicely. Wow, this looks like something from Dune. Okay. Gosh, I actually don't know what to choose. I mean, I guess if any build deserves two paintings, it probably is decked out. I do really like this. Because that is like, this looks like a mountain range, but then you get that tentacle and you immediately know it's decked out. And these little backlight elements here have really done well to pop the mountains out from the background. You can get some stars and things. It does feel very atmospheric, but this is like super atmospheric. After 1 hour of working on those photos, I think it's time we move on from Tango and crack on with Skiz. I just exported them both. They're too cool. I want both of them. Skiz's base is here. Okay, there is a decent chunk of this base that is underground as well. But already there are some interesting little angles that I can come up with here. I kind of like the idea of framing things off of like a window. Like he immediately has cool windows. Wait a minute. Wait. He's kind of already got some art of what looks like his base. What? This tunnel makes for a pretty natural composition. Is there anything out the end? Sort of, but not really. I mean, I guess I could star in the photo. In my C-Team outfit. This would definitely look like something from the film Arrival, which is a fantastic film, and it was shot by Bradford Young, who is a fantastic cinematographer. It's pretty cool. Yeah, let's print that. Oh, and I guess I'm in it right now. I'll stand here. No stuff in my hands. This could do the trick. I just need to look kind of sinister, maybe straight down the line. Yeah. Do a little bit looking around. I mean, I'm going to be like 0.1 of a pixel, but it's fine. Now, how do I get down to the room that is underneath his base? Because that place is quite eerie. All right, this isn't the place that I was looking for, but it's fancy. I don't really know what it is. Here we go. Okay. This place is spooky. This is very spooky and very dark. I've come back to the first composition here, and I think this time of day with this composition and that backlight and that subject, it looks pretty cinematic and pretty cool. Screenshot. I actually honestly think it would look better without me there. Now that I've done it, I think it would look better without me there. I took another screenshot when I'm looking directly at the camera. This looks a little bit better, actually, and I think this is my preferred one. And now that it's all framed up, yeah, that's cool. That is so cool. Now it's time for Impulse's base, and this is one that I'm definitely excited for because there's just so many cool shapes. There's so much cool stuff going on. This is cool. It's also just the most impulsy base I can imagine. Like if I imagine Impulse in block form, this is what he looks like in my head. I think there's a really obvious composition here, which is kind of looking up and having all of this disappear into the fading point. Like this, I think with some atmosphere and everything like that, will end up looking very, very cool indeed. Now the atmosphere wasn't really coming, so I've used a little bit of creative masking here just to highlight this area and then have it fade to darkness a little bit. And I think that looks good. It makes sense. It's motivated by this light up here. So I think this could work. I'm really curious what it will look like in pixelated form, but I actually think that's worked out. I'm going to be a little bit more heavy-handed with some of the effects. It looks so crunchy here, but I think when it goes to pixelated form, okay, maybe that was too much, but you see where I'm going. I'm trying to get that texture in, and I think it's getting there. Definitely getting there, and I think this is one of the few ones where I'm going to slightly change the color of the frame ever so slightly. I would say that looks good to me. That is a really, really cool painting. That is really cool. So now let's move on to Gem's base. It should be relatively easy because Gem's base is just architecturally, it is photogenic. It's Gothic architecture. There's some definite Edinburgh vibes there, which Edinburgh, unbelievably photogenic location. The only challenge that I'm going to run into is that it's evidently a work in progress or process. Work in progress? I always doubt myself which way round it is. It is evidently under construction, and because I want these prints to be able to last the entire season, like they're timeless, we need to make sure that we frame it in a way that doesn't include that. But there are lots of things that we can do here. I mean, just that arch is cool. Just picking out one of the spires could be quite cool. There's a lot of options. I could see if we could get this, the rosette. Oh my goodness, how do I not know any words? Yeah, let's do that. We're going to go for the rosette for the time being, with also the potential to shoot across some of these spires here and sort of find a composition in this. I could also focus on Gem's starter base because it is so unbelievably adorable. Or I could just go for it on the horizon, but it's not finished. I know Gem wouldn't want the unfinished base to be the lasting print. Shall I make Gem's print just this pillar? I mean, that would be funny for just me, but I would find it very funny. Everyone gets a really nicely thought out, really well composed image and painting of their base, and then Jim just gets that. If none of these composition ideas work out, then you best believe that's what I'm going for. I mean, I do feel like this has worked out, though. I do think that looks outrageously cool. I wonder what it's going to look like pixelated. All I ask is that it doesn't go weird. Oh, that actually works. Oh, that actually does look cool. Yeah, I am pretty happy with this, just dialing in the color of the frame. But that is atmospheric. It looks great. Now it is time to move on to Mr. Beans. Another one that I'm extremely excited about because, I mean, yeah, his building style this season is just... It could not be more different from what he was working on in the last season, and I mean that in the best possible way. There is so much fun stuff happening here. Oh my goodness, the fire tower! I mean, it's crazy that like the fire tower goes so incredibly well with my base that if I was to customize it, it would look exactly the same as the current fire tower, but this customization is awesome. Now, obviously, it goes without saying that this is almost a photo in of itself. Like that there with the rainbow starting in the background, which I think if I frame correctly will look complete. Like it will look like it's going off the edge of the frame. I mean, this right here feels right. This right here feels right, especially at this time of day. The sun is going to hit this lighthouse and it is going to look 10 out of 10. I'm excited for this one. This is looking good. Complementary shaders on. I'm a little bit concerned that we are losing a little bit, a lot of the rainbow. So maybe, and we're getting the fire tower as well, which I think is muddying up the frame a little bit. I actually think we should reduce the render distance down so that we lose both of them. I am unbelievably curious what the pixelated reflection in the water is going to look like, because that could look disgusting. But it also could look really good. I don't love it. It feels really empty over here. Really, really empty over here. A lot of things are getting lost. Okay, I think we need to rethink this. Does this work? I kind of think this works. And then also, this really works. I like this a lot. I really like this. I think that foreground is really nice. I'm kind of happy with both of those, to be honest. This, I think, also works as well. Yeah, I'm happy with that. It's got a lot of rainbows, a lot of hearts, very Joel-esque. It's balanced. I think one thing that I'm definitely going to do is just ridiculously dial up the saturation just for Joel's one because it deserves it. I would say this is pretty perfect with a slightly purpley frame. That's really cute. In fact, again, this might be one of my favorite ones. It's really sweet and the reflections look so painterly. Next up on the list, it's False. False has always just been unbelievably good at building. Like, I remember when me and False joined Hermitcraft at the same time. False was outrageous then. Like, this place is so cool. God, there's so much potential here. I mean, immediately, this composition's pretty nice. If we can make this work, if we can get some bridge action, that leading line into this, that's quite tall, so that might leave the top of the frame. There's this beautiful tree. My goodness, this bridge is fantastic. Oh, there's almost too much for me to choose from. I mean, that is pretty gorgeous. Especially if it's framed within Scar's mountains as well, sort of utilizing that part of the landscape. I do like that. I think I'm going to bookmark that one mentally. The only thing that I'm not sure of is this tower here. Maybe if we can use some render distance tricks, this can kind of fade out, and then this will kind of come in. Main focus here, but it will look good. And then also this down here. Very, very cool. There's like a few compositions. There's this sort of one, just almost like a straight on, beautiful arches going across, leaning into the architecture. And then there is this frame here, which will take some work to get the height in. But I think if we manage it, it will look fantastic. This is a really, really, really pretty base. And what I kind of love about this is that this feels like an old school Minecraft build, just massively elevated by a lot of the new blocks, but it honestly feels like something that could have existed for a long time. And that's like super, super cool. I do think this is pretty cool, but I think this back here is a little bit messy. Yeah, I mean, no doubt. I think that might be the one. I'm just imagining how much I would lose my mind if I shot a photo like this in real life. Like, I would be so excited. Beautiful. I think I'm happy with this. False. Done. Next up, we have got Rendog. Now, I must admit, although I've played a lot with Rend this season, I actually haven't kept up too much with what he's been up to on the base. I remember certain elements of his Enchantarium, but I haven't actually seen all this stuff, and this is extremely cool. This is extremely cool. Oh my gosh. The diagonal bridge, very, very cool. I'm so impressed, again, at Ren's ability to work with primary blue, because there is basically 0 blocks in that palette. And it is so hard to work with, and he is doing such a fantastic job. Like, it all feels cohesive. It all feels good. Ren is a talented boy. I quite like what I have going on here. There's sort of a few layers in the foreground. Wheat always looks nice as well. It's just the height I'm a little bit concerned about, but I think if I can get really low and look up like this, there's definitely something there. There's definitely something. Ooh, especially because there's so many lights and there's a light up there. I actually wonder if we play around with this being quite dark. Ren's going quite mystical this season, quite blue, so we can actually lean into that for his painting. Yes, yeah, I kind of like this. I kind of like this. I kind of like this. I think when we bring it into Lightroom and pump everything up a little bit, it'll work out. This has definitely been pumped up quite significantly. I mean, you can see I have like increased the exposure of just this top section by a ton. But the reason for that is because when it goes pixelated, it kind of blended in with the sky, whereas now it is actually popping and you can actually see it. That's probably a little bit too far. Maybe something like this is good. Yeah, I feel like that is Ren's base. I think we should go for a slightly navy-y, desaturated border. Something like this. Yeah, yes. Yeah, I love these lights in the foreground. This almost like acts as a big arrow that points you in the direction of this. The sky's cool, especially now that I've recropped it and I've given this build a little bit more headroom. Really nice. I think the thing that I like about this is we've got this bright spot over here and then it's balanced by these bright spots over here. Yeah, now let's move on to Zombie Cleo. This is extremely fancy. This is extremely fancy. I think this view from over here on the bridge definitely captures this. The thing that I'm excited about with this build is it's so isolated. Look at that. Look at that. You can get the full shape of it, no distraction whatsoever. It just sits on the horizon, which makes it absolutely Look at that! That's already like a picture. Immediately. I do want to check out the other things that Cleo's been up to, though, because these are insanely cool. How are these done? Are these custom blocks? I don't actually know what I'm looking at. Always incredible with the armor stand stuff. Always absolutely unbelievable. So creative. I can literally speak to Cleo all day, and this base is incredibly cool. Let's load this in. Let's see how everything looks. Yeah. Oh, yeah. With the shade down here, if we can actually try and preserve that. Yeah, that is nice. It just separates this from the foreground. That is really, really cool. Can we lean into that more? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's not much more I have to do with this one. There is not much more I have to do with this one. Okay, let's load it into Lightroom. That works. Except it doesn't quite. I think this is blending in with this. So then you're losing where the build begins and where it ends. How do I deal with that? Maybe something like this. Like, can we just brighten up the build? That's heavy-handed, but let's just give it a go. Do I change the time of day so that it's just perfectly illuminating just it? I mean, it's kind of cool. It is kind of cool. Do I also get some water in the foreground? Is it even possible? I don't think it's possible. This might also work. Just get a little bit of foreground elements in. Or maybe an even more extreme wide with the trees off in the distance. That is quite nice. I actually do quite like that. Screenshotted. I really like this. I like how it's come together. It took a little bit of fiddling, a little bit of tweaking, but we got there. We've got an obvious staircase, which is great. You can see all the tiers. You can feel the sort of changes in the landscape there. You can see some trees off in the distance. It looks vast. Yes, so let's move next door to Joe Hills. Now, Joe is working on building a movie studio inside Hermitcraft, which is about as cool as it gets. I actually haven't checked out the inside of this place at all. This is so cool. This is so cool. No way. He's got the green screen going. Oh my goodness, with the rotated clocks for all the different time zones. That is beyond funny. Wow, there's tons of rooms. Are these like different... They're all different sets and different studios. Yeah, it goes without saying. I think this idea is ridiculously cool. I think the place where I want to shoot it from is probably from the outside. It has a really cool front face to it with the water in the foreground. Yeah, I think this has potential to look really cool. Yeah, right here. Right here looks great. There is also a world where we get the Studio 11 sign. And then we make it night. This will be glowing. That could actually look better. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I've done enough large wides now that this like serious change of pace is really speaking to me. But I really like this. I like that you can just about read the Studio 11 sign. There's like a decent amount of light contrast here. It's glowing. I think I'm going to frame it. I'm going to export it. I might come back to it. But honestly, this is speaking to me. I really, really like this one. And if there's anyone that would appreciate theirs being a little bit different, is Joe Hills. Next up, we've got Pearlescent Moon. Pearl is another one that I'm slightly afraid of because Pearl's builds are so good that I feel like if I take a bad photo of them, then it's very clearly my fault. So Pearl's got this absolutely incredible terraforming here that is really unique, inspired by Australian landscapes, and I just think that is so incredibly cool. There's all sorts of beautiful trees around here. There's all sorts of incredible buildings and vehicles. Ooh, I guess we could actually do the fire tower. The fire tower could be the move. Oh, and this is quite a cool little frame for it. There is also this one over here, and this is a good fire tower with the helicopter as well. Wait, was I just here? What? Oh my goodness, I just remembered. Pearl's moved her entire base, hasn't she? The people on Hermitcraft are so weird. I really, really like these trucks. Oh, there's so much to like here. There is so much to like here. You know, I kind of think that the helicopter could be the way to go. It's nice and isolated, and it sums up Pearl's goal for the season. Or there is maybe this sort of vibe here. I think I'm going to record this because I do like the fire tower, and I think with a little bit of fiddling around, we can get some good leading lines going here. Yeah, I think this is nice. I think this is cool. We've got a little tree. We've got some of the buildings. Obviously, we've got the fire tower. We have a little bit in the foreground that is adding some darkness and sort of drawing the eye towards the tower. I am going to screenshot this one. Now, the only thing that I would say is that when we do the crop down to 2:1 so that it fits in the painting, it does feel like they could do with a little bit more headroom and a little bit more space here. This is kind of filling the frame a little bit too much, but we'll see how it looks pixelated. I think that looks pretty good. I think if we add a little bit of clarity to this, that will bring out some more of the texture, which it does. Obviously, all of these edits are so heavy-handed because it's all so pixelated. I might add a tiny bit of warmth as well, so it feels a little bit more Australian. I think we're getting somewhere. You know what's funny? This feels the most photo-y out of any of the pictures that I've taken so far. This feels like an actual photo. I mean, that says a lot about Pearl's building style. It's so close to real life. It's ridiculous. But also just the way the light is falling, it feels like the sun is coming over the top of this building and just hitting the top of this. Yeah, the shape is nice. I like it. Next up, we have got Grian. I just want it known, by the way, that I'm perhaps having some of the most fun I've had playing Minecraft in a long time. This is such a different way of playing the game. It's ridiculous. Right, now the question with Grian is, do I take pictures of the observatory, which is an incredible freestanding structure that will look amazing in a photo because it's so colourful, like there's so much going on. It's tempting, it is tempting, but there is also the incredible other part of Grian's base, this area over here, which will look absolutely stunning in a photo. And we haven't done any interiors yet. There's just, I mean, all of this stuff. Grian builds in the most Grian-y way, and it's the only way that I can describe it. No one else builds like Grian. It's so unique. And he basically uses almost every block in the game. He's one of those people that can turn any idea into something that looks cool, and that's ridiculous. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, oh yeah, I'm going to use all the most brightly colored blocks in the game and it's going to look incredible. Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm going to have 300 extremely bright end crystals bobbing around. Yeah, of course, and it's going to look fantastic. You're going to want to have built it yourself. Oh, you're going to have a bedroom with glazed terracotta behind it, a gigantic dog, and sniffers with the pack.png art. And it's going to look really good. Like, I'm envious. Okay, part of me thinks this could be the move. I think this could end up looking really, really pretty in the right conditions. And although I know this is technically the back of Grian's base, famously its worst angle, I actually think purely from a photo standpoint, it feels a little bit more balanced because you kind of have this terrain leading up to the structure. So something like this could work. All right, I think the interior has gone a little bit muddy and the glass is not stacking the same way with the shaders. So I say we go to the exterior, and embarrassingly, having tried to make the back work well, I just couldn't quite manage it. And then I flew around to the front and found this frame here, which I think looks lovely. We've got this landscape, which is providing a little bit of interest on the right-hand side, but it also frames the build really, really nicely. And it looks great. So, yeah, I am going to screenshot this. I did a handful of minor tweaks in post. I kind of boosted up the brightness of this area here so it wasn't such a dark blob. I also added some brightness on this edge to give the build a little bit more shape and kind of make it seem like the light is wrapping around the build a little bit more. And I think that has ended up looking really, really lovely. Really sort of fantastical. Now it is time for Scar. Scar is one of the most cinematic builders on the Hermitcraft server. Everything he constructs looks like something from a movie. I mean, straight away. Like, you're just flying through the base, and there are just cool compositions arriving. Like this, immediately, extremely cool. Obviously, an entire planet with a rocket is in the background. That's hard to ignore. That is extremely hard to ignore. There's just so much cool stuff going on. There's so much cool stuff going on. So many cool shapes. Just the mountains themselves are beautiful. This is honestly going to be challenging because there is so many options for cool stuff. Like, oh, is there a way that I could get all three? Oh, could I get the planet through the arch? It does seem like it could be possible. It does seem like it could be possible, but it's definitely a much more vertical composition. And as I seem to be sticking with the 2x1 landscape format for all of the photographs I've taken so far, I kind of want to continue that on. I mean, could we do something with Rusty? We could. Gosh, there's options everywhere, but these are really speaking to me, especially with the paths leading up to them. I think we could do something here. I think we could do something. I mean, to be fair, that's pretty cool as well. With the arch and then the rocket. And then if we take down the render distance a little bit, that will be fully separated and it will just be standalone. I just don't know how it will look when it's fully pixelated. That's the only thing. This is definitely the build that is speaking to me most though. This is the one. Okay, right. Gonna hit record. This is what I'm feeling. I cannot wait to start messing around with shaders here. This feels correct. This feels like it gets the essence of Scar's base really, really nicely. It's got the atmosphere, it's got the fog, It's got like the grayness. It all feels uniform. I have just turned around and seen this though. And maybe I prefer this. This is the thing with taking photos and stuff. Like, sometimes you accidentally stumble upon a composition that you prefer. I'm screenshotting that. I think that's cool. Because that also gets the mountains, that gets the atmosphere. Oh, it's really nice. I mean, how does Saturn look? Oh, gosh. See, now, do we just... I mean, it's almost cheating taking a screenshot of this one. Oh, but those clouds look amazing. Oh, that looks so good. Okay, fine. Immediately, super, super happy with this one. Love the way that the tip of this mountain sort of fades out into the atmosphere. There is no doubt this is also a bit of a winner. This is also a bit of a winner. I genuinely can't tell which one is my favorite. I really do want to restrict this to one for every hermit. I think... Oh, I don't know. I mean, I love this one. I do. I really like this one as well, and I really like this one. I'm going to come back to that. For the time being, let's head over to Wells Night. Wells has built a really pretty looking castle this season, and I'm quite excited for this because this should be photogenic, right? Like, we've got a lot of leading lines. It stands very isolated on the horizon. There's nothing distracting. The big question is, where do I shoot the picture from? Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, can we get interesting here? Can we get interesting here? I think I've got some pretty aggressive fog on currently. Yeah, I think something in this area is going to work really, really well. Cool. Starting recording. Yes. Oh, you know what? The fog, the haze coming off the water down there looks so good. Are we able to use that? I might zoom out a little bit and kind of get that involved. Oh, that is nice. Oh, that is nice. With the bridge as well. Oh, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan. Let's reduce the render distance a little bit because there's stuff in the background that I don't think we need. Oh, yes, it's coming together. Oh, that looks mystical. I think this is good. Good. Yeah, sits on the third. Lots of nice atmosphere. Very pretty. Ooh. I think we went a little bit too wide for this structure. I don't think this structure scales down very well. No! I really hope this setup works a little bit better. I think it will. Gosh. After a lot of fiddling around, I actually think something like this could work really nicely. We get the cherry blossoms in the foreground, and then we have the architecture in the background, but it's zoomed in enough that I think we can pick out the details in the painting. I like this. Yes. Immediately, I haven't done anything to the picture. I just thought I would throw it in and see. Immediately, this feels right. Yes. Cool. Happy with this. Going to export it. Very, very pretty indeed. Okay, at this point, my brain was relatively frazzled after an incredibly creative day, and it was time to go to bed. It is now the next morning. I am back, and I'm excited for more photography. First up, we've got ZAF's place, and I think I can do something pretty cool with some of these shapes here. We've got a few repeating patterns and things. I think we can lean into that. I really like this. I think this here balances out with this, and then we've got a diagonal line here, a curve here. There's kind of like, there's chunks of things going on that all balance out. The only thing that I'm really curious about is how this is going to crunch down. When it pixelates, will it work? It does work. It really works. This one's actually really quite adorable. This is really sweet. This feels incredibly Minecrafty. Next up, we've got Exuma Void. Now, you all know I've spent a lot of time at Exuma Void Space this season. I've watched this build evolve, and I think it is incredible. I love what Exuma is doing with both the inside and the outside of this space. I mean, look at this. Like, look at the way this is all coming together. But this area especially, I absolutely love it here. And this this area, like with this leading line, looking up at this corner, that makes for a pretty nice photo. I think immediately this composition is working. Like I can picture this as the foreground, and then we've got that in the background there. I think another option is to shoot alongside this one, highlighting this area here, the music mart, as sort of like the hero and then have all of this fade into fog. That will also look really, really nice. And that's kind of how I tend to shoot photography in real life. Oh, there is also this angle as well. I think I'm going to capture this one as well. Now, as I was playing around with that last composition, I sort of turned to my side and I found this little character here. And Exuma has been so Copper Golem orientated this season that actually that is really, really perfect and kind of sums him up. And he's so perfectly framed in this little pathway here that I think we can actually kind of make him the hero, and then with the render distance, sort of get that fog going. And I mean, this already, this is lovely. This is really, really lovely. I do just wonder how it's going to go when we crunch it down. But this is a photo. Oh, yes! Oh, this one might be I haven't even touched anything. I literally just pixelated it. That is so cool. That is unbelievably cool. Right, let's make this guy pop a little bit more. But that looks so good. Cool. I'm happy with this. I am so happy with that. My goodness. I would say this is in the running for my favorite photo. This is in the running for my favorite photo. The way that the town falls off, you get a hint of it, and then it fades into the atmosphere. And then you've got like the leading lines of the wheat fields. This guy is popping. You can actually really see his eyes and the little antenna on the top. And then you've got like the bushes back there. Come on now, come on. I mean, this is all Exuma. Exuma has put all of these things in place, you know, and I just captured it. But that is... Now let's move on to Cub Fan. I genuinely don't know if I'm going to come down from that high. I am absolutely glowing. Like, if I shot that photo in real life, I would be over the moon. I would be so excited. All right, here we are. Cub's base. It is a pretty grand structure, which is always cool. There's also a handful of bridges on either side. Okay, we can make that work as well. You know, when you have a big structure like this with a lot of repeating patterns, it can sometimes be nice to get the corners. And then also with the render distance, we could maybe make it fade out. Like, yeah, if I shoot this corner here and then turn the render distance down so the fog comes in like that, I think we could be onto a winner. Yeah, that will look cool. Right, let's record it. Yeah, I would say that has worked out how it does in my head. I'm not sure that was a sentence, but it's fine. I do think this gets the essence across, but I think we can do a little bit better than this. Maybe coming down underneath like this, with a little bit of tree action in the foreground, and then we have that really nice sharp edge and a bunch of the texture. I think this works a tiny bit better. Oh, now that I've come back to this, though, I do like it. But this is also pretty nice. Okay, let's load them both into Illustrator. Wow, you know what? I really don't know. I really don't know. This one's got a much clearer subject, I suppose. Yeah, there's like more color, but I kind of like how bleak this one feels. I think I'm just going to export both for the time being. And now it's time to check out XB Crafted's base. Now this is a build with a very obvious monument sitting in the middle that, of course, we can definitely utilize. I mean, he looks fantastic sat up there. Depending on how reflective this glass is in the shaders, I think there is a world in which this composition could work quite nicely. I mean, the entire build is absolutely enormous, so I do think that we should try and do something with the scale, but it's honestly, it's one of those ones that's difficult to capture. It's so big. I think we need to lean in on the detail. I mean, there's this bridge here as well. That's very cool. Yeah, I mean, look at this gradient going down here. Wow. Yeah. Beautiful work by XB this season. The interior is also absolutely ginormous, but yeah, I think the hero shot is going to be of the golem in the center. I mean, this already is pretty atmospheric and moody. Oh, the sun comes across quite nicely there. It depends how bright we want it. I kind of like the just risen sun. That is very nice. I've fiddled around with the field of view a little bit to see if I can get a reflection shot of the glass, but I don't think that will look good when it's pixelated. I would say this is sitting pretty nicely. Screenshot taken. And I think this has turned out rather lovely. It's quite dramatic, it's quite cool, the sky looks fantastic, you can see all the clouds and things. It definitely captures the essence of XP Crafted Space. Gosh, I still love this picture. The sky is so incredibly magenta in this. I think I might tweak it a little bit, but this is cool as well. Yeah, I think this makes for the more interesting photo. We've got frames within frames, we've got layers, we've got depth. I like it. Next up, we have got Jevin. Now, I must say, slightly scared about Jevin's one, because although his boats are absolutely 10 out of 10, there is no ocean. There are also far fewer boats. Is he changing what he's doing? The hermits are crazy. I know I've built a lot of things and then rebuilt them this season, but everyone seems to be building things and rebuilding things this season. All right, so we've got 2 boats to work with here. The cool thing is they are right by this valley. So that is like a natural frame. And I think I'm going to have to use render distance so that hopefully we only have these 2 boats. Yeah, that is good. That is good. This here is really, really nice. With the waterfall as well, if we can get that in. Yeah, I like this composition. This is cool. Okay, with the shaders enabled, we have lost the waterfall. So I think instead, we sort of aim for getting the reflection. We get a little bit of that cliff edge there. Zoom in a tiny bit. This is looking pretty nice. Let's override the time and make it real dark so that all of those lights are popping. Yes! It's looking real good. It's looking real good. Right, let's get rid of that boat behind. That's gone smoothly. This is cool. Now, out of interest, what does this look like in Thunder? Okay, we've kind of lost it. If we go overcast, also kind of lost it, but it does look good. Is this something that we can work with? Like, I think in post-processing, we can bump some things up, increase the clarity a little bit, and get somewhere really special here. This thing is, it's so crunchy, but then when it pixelates up, yes. Yeah, we've got the sky texture, we can see the boat, we can see the skull and the crossbones as well. Even the waterfall is in. This has a painting quality to it. I think the one thing that I want to do is come around a little bit and take the screenshot from here just to increase the gap between the cliff and this. Ooh, wait, can we frame it in the gap? Hang on. Have I almost missed a trick here? Oh, that is pretty nice, actually. To have that balanced frame, I don't know. Ooh, I think that is almost definitely the right call. This feels like one of those old English paintings of like warships and things. Part of me wonders if we should add that sort of brown stainage to it, but no, I really, really like this sort of greyish vibe. Very happy with how that turned out. Now let's check out Hypno's base. And Hypno's is just one gigantic pyramid temple. It is impressively large, once again made out of copper and a whole ton of trees. Is this... whose starter house is this? I can't quite remember. Because if it's Hypno's, there is an opportunity that we could shoot through a window? That could be interesting. There is also this canyon, which could provide some good framing, but not really. The challenging thing is we're going to pixelate this, and I think all of this is going to fall into noise and is going to be difficult to make out the details. If the sun rises back there, which, I mean, it looks like the moon is going to line up quite nicely with it. I mean, maybe there's something. Yeah, I think we have potential here. We kind of have a staircase. There's interesting leading lines. We can kind of shoot up this, and then hopefully, yeah, get some of this action going. Oh no, activating shaders has moved the moon. Is there any way that can I have the moon back? Would you be able to give the moon? Oh, this is nice. Oh, yeah, it's cutting across. Oh, that is actually quite cool. Oh, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at what's going on here. This is kind of cool. Kind of cool. I think it needs to catch those. Yeah. Yeah. pretty nice. That's not a bad frame. That's not a bad frame at all. I've done a little bit of fiddling about. It looks very nice pixelated. You can see the staircase there, which is key. You can immediately identify it as Hypno's base. I really like that you can kind of pick out each of the individual trees because they're all backlit and they all have this nice little rim light going around them. Actually, extremely happy with this one. Now we have vintage Beef. Now Beef is in the middle of building a mall, and obviously it's a bit of a work in progress at this point in time. Beef is also in the middle of moving countries, which if his move is anything like mine, I imagine that's a lot to deal with. Now I'm quite drawn to this isolated shop here. Just because we could like fully isolate this. There's like a Prada store that just sits in the middle of the Texan desert. We could bring some of that energy. I do, however, really like the pretzel wagon. The pretzel wagon is actually incredibly pretty. This tree is also quite nice. I mean, we can get some nice framing here. If I can just about catch the edge of this building, get some of this going. I actually think once this background is removed, and then this is sort of faded, that will actually look really cute. This is also really cool, especially if the sun can come in and go across these. That's what I'm counting on. If the sun does that, then this is the winner, because I just think that will look so pretty. I also absolutely love rundown textiles. You know what, team? I don't know if it's because I've been doing a lot of massive builds and like big wides. I love this detail shot. I really like this. You can see the light kind of didn't work. I was expecting like a slash of light going across, but it did just hit the top of these computers, which I think looks cool. And then, you know, it's nicely balanced. Very, very cool indeed. Next up, we have Etho. Now, me and Scar popped over to this area during my last live stream, and it is honestly one of the coolest areas I have seen in Minecraft. Like, I can't think of more blocks that could be used. I can't think of more game mechanics that are being used. There's just so much going on. It almost shouldn't work, but it does. And I think I described Etho's playstyle these days as just jazz. Because it's like, it shouldn't work, but it works so well. He's so good. It's painful. I mean, just look at what he's been working on. Like, there's just bits and bobs dotted around. And that's the only way that I can describe it. But, like, you just know that it's working towards something insane. There is not a single person on the planet that plays Minecraft in the way that Etho does. It's ridiculously cool. And I think, for me personally, this feels like the winner. I think this will work. I think get extreme with the render distance, get loads of atmosphere going, make it really smoggy. Yes, I like this a lot. Originally, I was going to go like this. I think this is slightly better just due to the way the sun is going. I just need to log back in and get all the villagers to pop up. This kind of looks like a scene from a film or something. It's kind of crazy. It's almost over the top, but I kind of love it. I just need all of the villagers to be looking at me. Wow, I hate to say it. I appear to have broken the only one that I need to be working. And I don't entirely know how I've broken it. I thought I was just moving about. Ah, they're all back. They're all back. Right. Look at me. All of you. Yes. This is good. This is good. There it is. There it is. Beautiful. Beautiful. I don't know why. This one is it's just so funny to me. Now we have B-dubs. Naturally pretty terrified of this one because the man builds like he's painting. That is the only way to describe it. Oh my goodness. How is he so good? There is nobody who operates like B-dubs. He approaches Minecraft in such a different way. It is crazy. Look at this forest. It is just so lovely. It actually causes me like pain. Like I look at this stuff and I'm just like, how? How? Look at that! That's like everywhere I look, it's nice. Look at that. Actually gets me angry. That's so ridiculous. Oh, that's already really pretty. Oh, I'm gonna record that one. Yeah, that's really nice already. I like the way that's kind of framing itself. I don't know. It's quite cool. It's quite cool. We've got a hint of path. If I can get this separated from this and then also the path in, I don't know what field of view that's going to be, but I think I can make it work. Obviously, this ruin is gorgeous. Unbelievably pretty. I mean, we could definitely shoot across like this. You know, there's definitely stuff there. I mean, there's just stuff everywhere. There's kind of like an obvious frame over here as well. Looking up at the tower. There's ways to frame that. I do firmly believe that B-Dubs isn't even playing Minecraft anymore. He is using Minecraft as just a creative engine. I mean, this is cool. Like, getting these two stacked up next to one another could also work. I just need to get a good angle on this, because I think front on it could look a little bit sort of flat. This is what I mean, though. There's too much. There's too much to choose from in this area. Everywhere I look is very pretty. Oh, see, even just the water wheel, I could just pick that out. I could just shoot through the forest of the water wheel. That's how I would take a photo in real life if I saw this, if I stumbled upon this. I would squat down in this bush and I would shoot through the foliage at the water wheel. Hopefully there'd be sun coming through hitting that. This is the thing. Gosh, it gets me so inspired. So this was the first composition, and I gotta say, I do like it. I do like it. I think the only potential problem is I don't know how well it's gonna render. Oh, it's so close. I don't think it does it justice. I think also this little gap here sort of throws things off a little bit. I think if that was connected in the photo, then this would be framed a little bit better. Okay, I've come in a little bit closer. And this could also work. I've just popped out of the forest and stumbled into this frame, and I think this is very pretty. This is extremely pretty. Ooh, yeah, how do I want this lit? I mean, that is gorgeous. The backlight is also quite pretty, but I don't think we want it silhouetted. I think this one is speaking to me. I think that is lovely. And it has rendered into an incredibly beautiful painting. Yeah, really, really happy with this. This feels like a painting. Doesn't even, like, without the nether portal here, it might not be a Minecraft build, whereas this definitely feels Minecrafty. So I think this is the winner. And finally, last but absolutely not least, we have got Keralis. Oh, I'm excited for this one. I am excited for this one. Keralis is just, he is so good, and he has always been good. Keralis has been good since before I started my YouTube channel. It's ridiculous. This is outrageous. Every single time I fly past it, I think it's the coolest thing ever. The lavender fields are absolutely gorgeous. These buildings are gorgeous. The aqueduct, I'd never even seen this before. Wait, this build is like 10x'd in size. Jeez. Oh. Yeah, the pressure's on for this one as well. The pressure is on for this one. This is such a cinematic base. It really does feel like I need to get this right. I so want to shoot across the lavender field. There has to be a... Ooh, this is nice. Oh, that's pretty cool. Frame between the trees. Ah, that could be a winner. Interesting. I'm going to start recording. I'm kind of mentally taking a screenshot of that one. I reckon that's going to make for a lovely photo. There is just so much good stuff around. I need to go to sleep. This is pretty lovely. That's a really nice frame. Also really cool looking over at that encampment over there. Yeah. Every part of this place is gorgeous. Right, let's try that aqueduct photo. It's definitely a bit of a winner. I do think it looks a little bit strange with the aqueduct ending so abruptly, but then that does frame up the tree really nicely. It is... Oh, the lavender being lit up in the foreground is quite nice as well. Oh, I don't mind that. It needs to be subtle. Yeah, that's pretty good. That is pretty good. I've just exported it in pixelated form, and I've put it next to the B-Dubs one. Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it? You can see the sun coming across. You can kind of feel the warmth of the photo, right? Like that comes straight through, and this archway is like perfectly centered, and the aqueduct is rendering really, really nicely. It's separate from the tree. That's like its own entity. There's no mess there. You can kind of see all the different shapes. Pretty chuffed with this one. And I think that just about does it. I sincerely hope I haven't somehow forgotten anyone. I've checked the server list. I've checked the members list. I've looked at the Hermitcraft world map so many times. If I've managed it, I mean, there must be a member that I don't know about. Now, before we go, I think we should just take a look back through all of the pictures that we've taken in today's episode. I've listed them all in alphabetical order. We are starting things off with BOOs, which looks gorgeous. So happy with this. Also, Cleo's temple looks completely ridiculous. We've got Cub's base, which I think I prefer this picture, although I still can't tell. I'll decide in the next episode. We've got Doc M's goat, which looks so sinister as per usual. And then Ethos villagers. This is the most dramatic picture ever, and I absolutely love everything about it. False's bridge is looking incredible. Jem's window is looking incredible. Grian's observatory looking so cool on the horizon there. And then we've got Hypno's temple, which came together really nicely. Impulse's base, which looks so dark and moody and grungy. And then on the topic of dark and moody, Jevin's boat. This thing looks pure evil in the best possible way. Joe's Studio 11, which just feels really cinematic. Corralis's aqueduct, which I can feel the warmth coming off the screen. Then we got my little base, which does look very cute, I will admit. Pearl's base, which literally looks like a real photo. I can't get over that. It's crazy. Ren's Enchantarium, which I just love all of these lights. Scar's ridiculous base. I've got a lot of tricky decisions to make with what photo is best here. Skiz's tunnel, which looks just so atmospheric. Joel's very cute little house. Tango's unbelievable mountain range, and the light in this is this is the sort of stuff that I get excited over in real life, although hopefully no tentacles pop out of the mountains that I take pictures of. Beef's old computer store, a lot of love for that. Wells's castle looking gorgeous. XB Crafted's copper golem looking beautiful. Exuma's copper golem. This might be the highlight of the episode for me. I love this picture. I honestly might frame it myself. And then, of course, Zedaf's base as well. I am so chuffed with this selection. I am so chuffed with this selection. But it goes without saying that the real star of the show here are all of the hermits and their incredible builds. This episode would not be possible without them creating the things for me to take photos of. And as you can see from the photos, they are an incredibly creative and talented bunch. I can't wait to open up my little print shop. I can't wait to see these paintings on the Hermitcraft server, and I can't wait to see you all in the next Hermitcraft episode. See ya!